Welcome. We're here with Arnold's family in Selenian with Sean to honor Arnold Davis's memory. It's customary for Jews to place a stone by the graveside of one they respect and love. Some say this is just a marker to commemorate the visit. Some say that it's to weigh down the spirits of grief that haunt us, anchoring our pain so that we do not dismiss our destiny and walk the path of a mourner forever. I like to believe that the stone has more to do with foundation, the first brick laid in building a future that at one time seemed inconceivable. A future where Arnold is not at the table, at our side, a phone call away, a world without his radiance. That future once seemed inconceivable, but here we are, and these stones say, today we begin to build a new future, a future where our spirits are clothed in his love, our hearts are branded with his goodness, a future in which Arnold is woven into us, wrapped around us, lighting our way, where we know that every joy we encounter is celebrated from on high as well. In Jewish tradition, in times of mourning and in times of commemoration, we turn to our Psalms to bring us comfort and to remind us that God is with us. So I'm going to share Psalm 23. Adonai roi lo echsar binod deshe yarbitzeni al memenochod yanach aleni nafshi yeshovev yancheni b'maglei tzedek yancheni b'maglei tzedek leman shemo Yom ki elech b'gaitz al maved lo ira ki ata imadi shivdecha mishantecha hema yanachamuni Aroch lefanai shulchan neged zorai b'shanta v'shemen roshi kosi revaya Achtav v'chesed yirdafoni Kol yamei chayai V'shavti bevet Adonai le'orech Adonai roi lo echsar Adonai roi lo Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want. God makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside still waters, and restores my soul. You lead me in right paths for the sake of your name. Even when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You have set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of God forever. I'd like to invite Selene to share a poem on behalf of Natasha.
Arnold always said he had no time to die. It was his favorite thing. I have no time to die. So Natasha chose a poem by Emily Dickinson, Because I Could Not Stop for Death. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves in immortality. We slowly drove. He knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too, for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the rain. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill, for only gossamer my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice on the ground. Since then, it's centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised that horses' heads were toward eternity.
We read in the Torah that Jacob set up a pillar on Rachel's grave, and so we who are still in mourning come here to express our undying attachment to Arnold as we return to this place to dedicate this memorial. We remember the moments shared, the times of celebration and the times of difficulty. We also remember the times of warmth and closeness and the times of love and companionship. We will continue to treasure all that was good in Arnold's life, and we will retain that good in the fabric of our own lives. As we dedicate this memorial, may we recognize that it is but a symbol of our enduring affection for Arnold. Help us, God, to do him honor by our actions and our aspirations. May his memory lead us to live lives of which he would be proud. Unveil. I'd like to invite Selene or Austin first to share a few words.
In the words of Elizabeth Bishop, the art of losing isn't hard to master. Well, I have found that losing you has been very hard to master, but even harder to bear. In my solitude, walking in the beach at sunrise, eventually I felt you planted in my heart. In the same way that you could die, not because you let go of me, but because you took me in your heart. I can live now because I had you so firmly planted in mine forevermore.
Austin, would you like to share a few thoughts?
These words from Joshua chapter 4. When the entire nation had finished crossing over the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, "Select 12 men from the people, one from each tribe, and command them. Take 12 stones from here out of the middle of the Jordan, from the place where the priest's feet stood. Carry them over with you and lay them down in the place where you camp tonight." And then Joshua summoned the 12 men from the Israelites whom he had appointed, one from each tribe. And Joshua said to them, "Pass on before the ark of the Lord your God into the middle of the Jordan. And each of you take up a stone on his shoulder, one for each of the tribes of the Israelites, so that this may be a sign among you. When your children ask in time to come, what mean these stones? Then you shall tell them that the waters of the Jordan were cut off in front of the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When it crossed over the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan were cut off. So these stones shall be to the Israelites a memorial forever. The Israelites did as Joshua commanded. They took up 12 stones out of the middle of the Jordan, according to the number of the tribes of the Israelites, as the Lord told Joshua, carried them over with them to the place where they camped and laid them down there. Joshua set up 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests bearing the Ark of the Covenant had stood, and they are there to this day. I met Arnold only for a brief time, but the first time that I met him, he was upstairs watching a Western. And when I walked in, he gave the disclaimer right away. I'm not very religious. And I said, that's okay. I'm religious enough for the both of us and probably a few more folks. And he laughed. And I think that's when he started to trust me. And I told him that I believed the words that Toby just so beautifully canted. That goodness and mercy follow us all the days of our lives. And that whether or not we cognitively assent to that, that the Lord is with us. And I think that's evident in the way that Arnold lived. What I have since learned is the righteousness and justice with which he treated his all the people who worked with him, the way that he mentored people into being. And so I really appreciate that Arnold lived by the spirit of the law. And I believe that when we live by the spirit of the law, we are perhaps more religious than we might like to believe. Blessings. Thank you for allowing me to be here today.
I'll tell you what I was thinking. What I was thinking was that the priests wore these
Vestments.
well, the vestment, but I forgot what, again, like if I had planned I would, but the whatever they wore, it was like on their the stones,
Yeah.
right? And they had the stones like for each tribe on their chests, and they were, and so when you told me the other day about and what you read about today about Arnold being in your heart, I was thinking just now about how those stones that the priests carried the stones like right on their hearts, so they would remember to care for all the people. It was more than a responsibility. It was right. It was like these people were their heart. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It's a real experience to have someone in your heart. You know, when you love, you say it, you know, but after that, it's very different, the caring in your heart. It's an amazing experience. And I feel Arnold with me every minute of my day, and maybe in my dreams. I never remember my dreams, but I feel absolutely every step of the way, every breath I give, he's with me.
That's really beautiful, along with the text you've chosen from Shir HaShirim, from Song of Songs. I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. Ani ledodi vedodi li, that you're now embodying Arnold's memory within you, and that really that takes on a new meaning now that really he only lives on in your memory and he's a part of you. So I think what a beautiful sentiment to continue your love story, that he's in your memories in that way. It's now time to recite our memorial prayer, our El Male Rachamim. We'll finish with the mourner's Kaddish to acknowledge that really this is a focus, as you said so wisely at the start, that our focus really is for you as a mourner and your family, and continuing to honor Arnold through your memories and through your actions. El Malei Rachamim Shochen B'Maromim נעשה מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה. עם קדושים וטהורים גזר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמת Arnold Arthur Davis. אחרון שהלך לעולמו, בעל הרחמים יסתירהו בסתר כנפיו לעולמים. ויצרור מצרור החיים את נשמתו, אדוני הוא נחלתו וינוח בשלום על משכבו. ונאמר Amen. Kaddish here for you. Join with our mourners in the recitation of the mourners' Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דבריו יבטא ימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון וחיי גפור בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה וברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי בקדושה בברכו. לעילם כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה תעננה ויאמה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במורד ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו